Philippine Air Force for decades wanted to procure fighter jets in the 90s before decommissioning its F-5 Freedom fighter light combat aircraft. The Philippine Air Force started looking at the Americans' McDonnell Douglas, now part of Boeing, F-18C Hornet to be the next multi-role fighter. But the 1997 Asian financial crisis affected the purchase of the F-18 Hornet multi-role fighter aircraft. After the establishment of the revised AFP modernization program of 2012, the Philippine Air Force embarked in the multi-role fighter acquisition project, planning to acquire 12 units multi-role fighter with an approved budget for contract worth 61,200 million Philippine peso under Horizon 2 phase of the revised AFP modernization program. The Philippine Air Force's Technical Working Group selected the Lockheed Martin's F-16 Viper Block 70 in 2019, and changed it to the Swedish-made SAAB Gripen C DMS-20 this year, with the Department of National Defense submitted the recommendation to the Office of the President to procure the Swedish jets instead of the Americans' F-16 multi-role fighter aircraft. MaxDefense Philippines also received information that the Philippine Air Force is open in acquiring another batch of Korean-made F-50PH light combat aircraft if both Viper or Gripen failed to push through. After meeting with the American counterpart, Defense Secretary Delfin Lorenzana, as posted by MaxDefense Philippines, pointed out that they are waiting if the U.S. government will offer military financing to help the Philippines procure its first-ever multi-role fighter aircraft. In a report from the Philippine news agency, Defense Secretary Delfin Lorenzana said that the acquisition of the American-made F-16 Viper will not happen sooner due to reallocation of budget to combat COVID-19. Secretary Lorenzana said in an online press briefing, and I quote, "For now, it is very unlikely that we will be able to acquire F-16s, as our budget for the multi-role fighter acquisition project will only allow us to get 2, if we will proceed. And if we will decide to acquire the Gripen, the Swedish-made fighter aircraft, we can get 6, unquote. With the COVID-19 sucking government funds, the Philippine Air Force have no choice but to either pursue the acquisition of 6 units, Swedish-made SAAB Gripen, or to acquire another batch of 12 units FA-50PH, a South Korean-made fighter trainer aircraft, which move the acquisition from Horizon 2 to Horizon 3 phase of the revised AFP modernization program, giving the next administration the burden of funding the Horizon 3 phase.